Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Is there anybody there? Hi, Perplexity. How are you doing? Morning, Enzo. Right, warm these hands up. And there's Josh. Hello, Josh. Slightly late. I lost track of time, actually. I get up half an hour. It used to be 15 minutes before I go live, but then I changed it to half an hour because I would always be late, and I've actually still managing to be late. But I lost track of time. Woke up just to see this live. That's brilliant. Life's pretty good. It's not bad. My guitar playing's back on the up. I was talking about having, the peaks and the slumps. I was going in a slump for a few days, and then the light at the end of the tunnel was happening, and I'm all excited again because that's the thing, isn't it? Being excited about what you're doing, and having an interest that really just sort of powers things along. What I don't like is not sure of what I'm going to do next and then just aimlessly doing things. So yeah, when I get the big spurts of growth, it's like when I'm really like, okay, I really want to do chromatic stuff, or I really really need to have economy picking under my fingers. Then I just like go for it. So today we're going to do some more. Just get the stuff out of my pocket. We are going to do some more stuff on picking and hybrid picking, I believe. I think we'll start a bit of that. But also, what I'm interested in is most of the people who I can see here in the chat were here yesterday as you were picking up your guitars and hopefully playing for the last 24 hours. I'm wondering if you have any insights or any thoughts or any further things that you would like to discuss on the subject of slanted picking or pick slanting. Like for me, learning was always like the way that I learned best was asking questions, and seriously surprised by yesterday's slanting how microscopic it can be. It's the tiniest, fastest little micro rotations just that need to escape and get out of the strings, nothing more. Absolutely. It's just like fixing an engine in a car. Mind you, I don't fix cars, but I would imagine, fixing the pistons or something, getting them all aligned, isn't it? It's mechanics, isn't it? Save your hearts. Hello. And yes, Josh, me as a mechanic, imagine it. Okay. None of us fix cars, but it's a good analogy. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is. It's a mechanical thing, isn't it? Which is why Troy Grady calls it picking mechanics. But of course, the person at the end of all of this, right, happens to be potentially an artist, and when the picking goes wrong, it's like, oh my god, I'm a terrible person. This is awful. I can't express my emotions now. Oh. We can now because I know about pickslanting. There you go. Josh used to work on a race car. Except not really. Fair enough. Me standing near anybody fixing a car is like me fixing it. The trauma and I just got zero interest in it. I like driving them though. SRV. Was that Stevie Ray Vaughan? I was thinking SUV because we're talking about cars. Sorry, trying to get comfortable here. Okay, you can hold a flashlight. No, that's good, isn't it? Holding a flashlight. And Enzo has a Jeep. Yeah, I can see you in a Jeep, Enzo. Yeah. Very good. So, any questions from what we were talking about before I start? We can get this on. It's well fiddly doing this. I wonder how many of these Troy Grady actually sold. Yeah. I held a flashlight for Dad. That's my car fixing experience. I think it's an older generation thing, fixing cars, isn't it? We'll have fitters now, not mechanics. I am violating my guitar. But it has to go on, doesn't it? Right, okay. I think what I might do is... Do we need to have a recap on slanted picking? That's the first thing. Second thing... Right, that's in. Okay, that's good. That's on. We'll go back to this. Add that. Right. And that's not a bad shot, is it? Everybody happy with that? I mean, we can actually. We don't have to have that one. We can go for zoomed in. And with the pickslanting. What about that? Oh, that doesn't work, does it? No. I'll go back to the original idea. Which is that. That's going to be better, isn't it? Right, okay. Let's have a look. What have we got? Just getting things adjusted here. I really want to know about switching between combining techniques. If we get into economy pick and groove, it's really hard to switch into another technique mid-phrase. Right, yeah. So I think for me, it's a good question. How do I do it? Well, I think like with legato, you kind of naturally do that anyway when you're picking and doing legato. It's sort of like those two things do go hand in hand, although we do have hammers only. But I think a good starting point would be hybrid picking. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I do need to get my book out, some handy exercises, because this will kind of shed some light. So the story for me and hybrid picking was I actually found hybrid picking like really hard to do. It was, it took several attempts for me to get it right. And eventually I got this really good book, which kind of helped. That sort of was the second half of the operation when it was successful. Okay. So this is like, I highly recommend this because this will really crack the hybrid thing. And really get it embedded into your playing in a practical way. But basically, what I had to do was I really struggled getting hybrid picking into my playing, very similar kind of to the question you're asking, Brian. And what I had to do is I just had to force myself to do it. I had days where I just banned any picking that was an upstroke, and I had to do hybrid instead. And what that did is it made I was converting all of my typical improvised filler in licks. I was having to use the hybrid for, and then it was just about studying other players, like and seeing what they do, and then trying different ideas out. So you can take things like Tom Quayle, for example. He will do hybrid ascending. And then picking descending. Hands are very cold. So that's one thing. So like hybrid picking is a thing. Ascending and pick descending. The only thing with that is you have to be able to... Let's get this camera right. The only thing with that is you have to be super dynamic with your pick. Okay, so a good exercise just to play sort of a scale. Let's say I want to go across all 6 strings with hybrid picking. Okay, we'll just start here. This is just off the top of my head. I'm not particularly progressing or building into anything, but the first thing I would suggest would be this. We'll take an A major scale, and what I do is I'll pick the first string. And I'll pick the second, both a downstroke, and then hybrid. Then I'll do a pick, hybrid, and then pick. And then when I'm descending, it's all a very light pick, so you can see the pick there. Concentration face. Sets it up to speed. So pick, hybrid, hybrid, pick. So that's one way to do it. And then if you're doing sort of 2-1-2 arpeggios of hybrid, which I really like to do. So let's say I did this one. So this hand, what I'm doing is I'm just playing a minor triad. So it's A minor triad. So we've got A, C, and then I've got the third finger on E. And then I've got a major triad, G major. First finger, fourth finger stretching up to the 9th, third finger on the 7th, and then finally we've got another minor triad, which is just E minor. So we've got A minor, G major, E minor. Wonderful arpeggio, this. So again, it's the same picking thing going on. We're going down, down, hybrid. Oops. Down, down, hybrid. Down, hybrid. And actually it's an upstroke for the arpeggio. Very smooth. But the trick is to just keep a light. You can see the pick moving actually in my hand. Can you see that? That's how light a grip I've got. Okay. So there's a couple of little things, just crossing all the strings. Okay. But how do we get into the really helpful mechanics of this? So one exercise I was meaning to do a little YouTube video on this. How about that? Okay, because that gets you picking and hybrid. And I think this is one of the things that really helped me, was actually doing like exercises basically that involved a lot of picking and hybrid. So basically what I'm doing here is we are in F sharp, A major or F sharp minor, and the notes I'm playing are, we've got the first finger on the 6th fret of the 4th string, second finger on the 7th, and then 4th finger is on the 9th. And then Paul Gilbert exercise, we're hybrid picking. So you can either do this legato or you can pick it, which I don't really do, but it's a great exercise. Okay, now there's two entirely different things actually happening here, and both are important. So if we just do the legato one, the first thing is, what's actually determining how fast we can play this lick is how fast, even if you're picking, how fast you can change strings. And I must admit, when you're using hybrid picking, it's like the most efficient way to swap a string, to change. So what the first exercise we could do is just muting the strings and getting this going. Now, what's important here is we're picking, and you can economize on the motion of that if you want. But notice that the hybrid is in a rest stroke. This is one thing when I can do this. That I really like about hybrid picking is because that rest mutes the string. And this is how you get really super clean playing. So this is your first exercise. Because we're just at the minute doing these two fingers, right? We're only doing the pick in the first finger. But the important thing is actually giving this finger to do something. What we don't want to do is, which is what I was doing, this has actually got a place. Now, the other thing you might find is you get right and left hand hemisphere players. So on my finger, you can see where the string's actually in there. It's almost in the middle. But sometimes you might get like a right or a left hemisphere player on your finger. So, the string might come more over to this side, or it might be more over to that side. And that's perfectly fine if you're wondering about that. Okay, but that's the first thing. Just getting this going. I'll just check the chat. Just checking. Right, save your hearts. Did you say you were drunk there? Never mind. Right, I always have to bevel my fingernails on the right hand to get the string to catch the nail. Yeah, so that's the thing. I mean, Brett Garsted, people like that have a nail. I don't particularly use the nail. I just have the skin. So that's more like a Tom Quayle thing, I think. But yes, if you have that nail, it can add a little bit of attack to it. The other thing that I find is when I was learning to do this, it would take quite a while for me to get the tone in my fingers to get it sounding right. Okay, next part of the exercise. So now we can see how that finger planting's happening. And what we're doing is we're just trying to balance the dynamics of this out. We're wanting the legato and the finger to all sound similar in dynamics. And then the other thing I like to do is, it's like when I'm doing an exercise, rather than just stop, just play like a little thing. So that's the first thing. The Paul Gilbert exercise. Okay, but what I want to look at is something slightly more interesting, because there we're doing the typical thing where the pick's doing a downstroke and this finger's replacing the upstroke, yeah? But what happens when we do something where the pick is working kind of against the finger? So let me just have a look here. All right. So this is a really interesting one. So here, and this is another important thing, so whatever exercise you're doing, make sure you start it with your pick. That would be the first variation of it, and then the second one is starting with your finger. Because you need to be confident in starting things with this finger as well. Don't just get used to just using the pick. Alright, okay, so this next exercise, this is really awkward but essential, right? What I'm doing here is I'm doing a hybrid first and then an up pick. And all I'm doing is I'm playing, the fourth finger is on the F sharp on the second string, and I've got my first finger on the 4th fret. And that's a great exercise. So that comes in really handy, you know, if you're doing stuff where like a run like that. I'm almost sweeping and hybrid picking. So I play it all the time. But I think the main thing is just improvising and playing your regular licks and just replacing your upstroke with your hybrid is going to get you going. Okay. Everybody following? Cool. Gone quiet. All right. Yes, very good. All right, let's do, I think we'll do one little lick. So I'll do that descending pentatonic thing. We'll do it in C, all right? Okay, so what we're doing here, it's like C minor pentatonic, and we're using the 5th position, so first position's there, 5th position's 1 lower. We're starting on B flat. Whatever fingerings you fancy using. So basically, the way this works is we're just on the 2nd string, and we're playing the 6th fret and the 8th fret, 1, 3, and then we're barring. Now the trick with this is with your left hand is to get that roll because you've got a bar. I'll just zoom in on this hand. Okay, so, and we just repeat this sequence across the strings. So if I come back to here, we can see the hybrid picking now. So starting it off with a downstroke. Hybrid, down, and then it's an up, down, up, down. I was just about to give Save Your Heart some time out. All right, everybody follow that exercise. Or lick, I should say. Right, coffee time. All right, sacred. So Save Your Heart. Can we? Have you got more guitar-related questions? That would be good. All right. So next thing is how we're going to combine all of these things together, right? So that's the next question. Yeah. Oh, Des. Yes, I got one of them. I'll just move the chat over here. So it's been very handy. I did some pickslanting the other day, like a video lesson. Brilliant, really good. Everybody seemed to like it. Today we're doing hybrid picking, but actually doing hybrid picking, and then we're looking at like how to combine, you know, the hybrid picking, alternate picking, all of those things together. And legato, yeah. But it's good, isn't it? You can totally see. See, I can just watch my right hand forever. Like, really enjoy watching it. Right, okay, here we go. I have a little trouble seeing the main camera view of the neck. Can we get a little closer tomorrow? I can't do the camera and that yet. I don't know how. It's just putting the two things side by side, but the wrong way round. But we can do this. So, and I'll just go over this hand, that last thing I was doing. So again, what we're doing is we're just doing position 5, a C minor pentatonic. Position 1, position 5 is the next one down. When you play it like this, you have to be able to do both fingerings, to be fair. Or okay. And then basically what I'm doing is 2nd string, 6th fret, pick, hammer, hybrid. And then when we come down to the string again, it's a pick and a pull off. So there, on the pick, it's a downstroke, down, hybrid, down. But when we change to the next string, it's an upstroke. So it's up, hybrid, then it's a down, up. So every time we change a string, it's an upstroke. That's the idea anyway, yeah? There we go. All right. So far, so good. Everybody following that? Is this the information that they need on hybrid picking? So just to quickly recap, playing strings up and down, okay, the way I do it. Pick, pick, hybrid, pick, hybrid, pick. And then it's an upstroke. Oops. Arpeggios, 2 on 2. Down. So that was down, down, hybrid, down, hybrid, upstroke. So that's a good practice there. Because the pick, we've got a hybrid and the pick's having to come across. So we've got... It's a great sound. It sounds a lot smoother sometimes than... to me anyway. And then we had basically, well, we had this exercise, and then we had Paul Gilbert one, and then we had picking, and then we had the triplet thing where we started with the hybrid. Sorry, it's triplet, so... So that's probably enough to get things going, yeah? Right, cup of coffee time. Aborted no life. That sounds a bit serious, Saviour. I'll tell you what, Saviour Hearts, what would be really handy is if we can stay vaguely on topic of what we're doing, right? That would really help me. Because I'm getting slightly distracted with your comments. So if you could do that, great. If you can't, don't do anything. How about that? It has to be. It might be a bot. Well, the only answer I've got to that is Saviour Hearts. I'll give you a little bit of time out and just ban you for now and then let you back in some other day. How about that? Right, yeah, I think we're going off topic here. I think, we're in highly educational mode today. So I think, what I don't want is a distraction. Right. Time out, I'm afraid, guys. So that's that. You can come back another day. Just... Nah, I should have done it earlier, but I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, is he a regular or she? And then deleted. But if Saviour Hearts asks to come back in tomorrow, then I'm okay about it. But like, it's like, it's like distracting me. So it's like, I mean, I wasn't expecting this on a live, but actually this is the other side of teaching that, like, I don't like, is like, classroom control, isn't it? Behaviour. And there's a line and it was being crossed, and then you gotta act, haven't you? Luckily you got a ban button here. But I hate that side of it. Like, it's not like I'm teaching guitar, right, in the hope that somebody comes on here with interesting banter. And then I don't have to play guitar anymore, and then I can get on board with nonsense. No. It's the opposite. So, yes, excellent. Haha. Right. And you're just the nicest guitar. Like, I'm good. How are you doing? British politeness, I know. So there's always... what about detention? We're going to have guitar detention, couldn't we? I don't know how I would enforce it. Yeah, I had a troll, yeah. So it's gone now, Des, luckily. So, all done. Back to normal, haven't we? And then I'll just get rid of that shot of the carpet. And I can have my coffee break, and then I can get back to like some serious guitar playing. So sorry about that, guys. I should have acted a little bit quicker. I should have been banned. I wasn't sure. And I like to be as inclusive as I possibly can. Because it's like, it's not nice to be banned and then excluded. I feel bad for my American humour. Sometimes I may take it too far. You're all right. Put them in the timeout for however long you want. Yeah, timeout. Life's not fair. They might throw you in jail. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've not been woke enough. Yeah, they'll come knocking on the door. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? We'll have the timeout. Yeah, jail. No, it's not good. I know very well. Not that I've been in jail. But part of my job has been in that as a therapeutic musician, believe it or not. You have a mod for your Twitch channel. I'm available. All right, that would be good. They break the door down. Right, okay. No, that's fair enough, Enzo. If you were woke enough, you'd realise the gain knob is the key to being heard during a solo. Just turn it up. Yeah. Fair enough. So, despite the chaos, right, tell me, has some of what I've done today been useful? Before I continue, I'm trying to get my thoughts. Yeah, I've been driving, so I haven't read what's going on here. These lives become a bit, but they can do. I would, mine's usually pretty sensible. But I was a bit slow on the mark there, to be fair. Right. I just had to ban somebody that were drunk and just verbal nonsense was coming out. If Tarzan saw it, it was all because of the bot troll. Fair enough. Just heard the talk. No, that's cool. What we have been doing today was a little bit of hybrid picking. Back to the music, Enzo. Correct. Right. Hybrid picking questions. Somebody must have something. There must be a struggle here. Somebody's having that we can have a look at. Because what I'm interested in is we're all different people, and we all have we although facing the same challenges, we can we all have a different perspective, which is important, and I would like to hear that. I'd like to hear what your challenges are with that particular technique. No, that's good, Brian, that you got that book, because it'll sort. You work through the exercises. I mean, I don't really do the study bits, because he's got etudes. I literally just went through all of the exercises right up to this third finger. Can't remember what they are, AP or whatever it is, and I did all of those, and then basically that really sorted me out. But honestly, the main thing is just using it and improvising. So playing blues is a great start, isn't it? So you can see there, just as I'm playing, how I'm using it. And then when I'm coming down, it's all picking, isn't it? And hammer-ons and pull-offs. The other thing I do with hybrid picking, which is like really useful, is one problem I was having with my legato is I wanted to do my legato on an acoustic guitar, and I just didn't quite have the energy. I mean, I can do it, but it's very quiet. So I needed something just to give it a little bit of a boost, and actually just using the hybrid part is really, really useful. So, you know, I could do something like... So this is just C minor blues. Then... Okay, so I've got another exercise for us to do, like a little arpeggio thing. So descending, we'll do something like that. Is that a good one to do, or should I do... let's do this one. Because it's hard. Right. Okay. So this one, what we're going to do here is we're going to start off with that. This is all based on a pentatonic scale. Okay? C minor pentatonic. And this first bit, okay, we're on our 13th fret, and we're just going to pull off. I'll tell you what, we'll do it in A minor pentatonic, because it's going to be easier for people to pick up, right? So A minor pentatonic, starting on the 10th fret, and we've got these three notes. Okay? I'll just show you the first bit of this. And then we're going to go with our third finger on the 8th fret. Itchy ear. And then, to finish this part of the sequence off, so yeah, then to finish this off, we're on the 3rd string, and we're using 2 to 1 on the 7th and 5th frets. So that's what we should have. And it's a hybrid, and then we're doing an upstroke. So that's what you need to get under your fingers. So this is this hand. So hybrid, and then upstroke, up, up, pull off. And this is A minor pentatonic, yeah? Okay, continuing on, and we're just going to go down this diatonically within A minor pentatonic. So the next bit is we're on the second string. We're going to do a hybrid. Same sequence as that. And then we're going to do third finger. Second finger's going to have to come across, and then we're going to pull up. We're going to go at the fourth string with 2 to 1. So, oops, lose myself. That's it. Right. So, it's the next bit. So it's a great thing to do, this crossing, especially of like 2 over 3. I'm going to come to that in a minute. So this bit. And then we're watching the picking view. Got this. Cool, isn't it? So hybrid, pull off, pick, pick, pull off, hybrid, pull off, pick, pull off. And then we're going to continue. So the next bit is this. Oh, let me remind myself. That's it. Yeah. So this bit, we've got... Right, I'm going to have to keep going back like that. Can you bring the picking view and this close-up together? I can't, it doesn't work at the minute because they're on opposite sides and I don't know how to swap them. Hi WC. So just manage on. Get closer to the screen. Alright, so the next bit, that's what we're going to do, right? So we're going to, trying to think which finger's going to be best. Yeah. So this next bit, we're going to go 4, 2, 1. That's on the third string. And that's our hybrid. Third finger comes across. And then we pull off. So... And so back to this hand. And then the last sequence. Nice and stretchy, isn't it? We're up onto the 10th fret here. And we've got 4, 2, 1. 2. 3, 1. Quite tricky, isn't it? Des, are you there? Is Des there? But it's great, you can really get some speed of it. last time. This view. So as you can see, like, hybrid's just great for getting clarity into your playing. I absolutely love it. Okay. Right, anybody got anything they would like to know? Okay, here, should we do one more? So this is like a typical thing that I'll do. So this is just like a little E minor 7 arpeggio. So all I'm doing is going D on the 3rd string, and we've got our 3rd finger on 9, 2nd on 8 on the 2nd string, and then we've got 1 on the 7th fret of the E string. Now the sequence I'm playing is hammer, hybrid, then pick, hybrid. And then continuing that sequence, pick, and then what I'll do is I'll kind of descend down. So after that, I'll pick. Or you could hybrid. No, I like the pick. So just really descending. And either I'll do the rest of it hammers only, or I'll pick it, and it'll all be just like a downstroke thing. So I think it's like I'll use the pick if I'm wanting to kind of phrase more on that arpeggio. So the reason the two techniques kind of happen, the hammers only, or like the pick, It's to do more of a textural thing with me. So if I'm doing solos where it's more like, I don't know, that almost, I dare say it, holds with Alan Murphy type thing. Where do we see? Sorry, no, we're in A minor. Where it's like smooth, then if I'm going into an arpeggio like that, I'm probably going to use less pick. So the majority of anything I'm descending down will be hammers only. So yeah, I think like just improvising with these kinds of things as much as you can is like really, really helpful. The Ted Green thing is on YT, a recording of a private lesson. I think I've seen some of that. Yeah, it's mostly been hybrid stuff, Hibby. But if you're wanting to ask any questions about yesterday's, that's cool. Yesterday's stream, that's cool as well. But like today's, like the hybrid picking has just generally been about kind of getting about the fretboard with it. What I haven't covered is string skipping. So here's a little fragment idea. Okay, so what I'm doing here is an E minor 7 arpeggio. With a string skip. So, in other words, what we're doing is we're going D, E, 4 finger to the 12th fret, and then we're skipping a string, and it's the other way around. It's like 1, 3, 4. So this is a little pattern I'll use where we're just going, it's in groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I start from the second finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I just make something up on top of it, so. Right. I wish I had a question to ask, but I'm self-taught and have been playing for over 20 years. I have mostly been watching you and realised what it is that I have been doing and what I've not been doing. That's good. But a big believer of developing your own unique approach. Absolutely, because we're all physically different, aren't we? So there's, this is just what I do, and it's in the ballpark. There's a bit of science behind it, especially when we're talking about pick planting. And there's some definite things that you have to consider that are unavoidable. I've been concentrating on pick slant, string skipping, and faster fretting. Still struggling with slower than I would like with the fretting hand. Yes. It's an interesting one because at the end of the day, why? So here's a question, Hippie. Why does it have to be alternately picked, the string skip? Why can't we use a different technique? Because the reason I mention this is it's just like you've got a bigger gap between the strings, haven't you? And you've got one to avoid. This isn't something I particularly... So you can see the angles there. But what I'm saying is that's a cool thing. It's like Paul Gilbert does it. But stuff like that's really incredibly hard to use in a musical way, right? Allow me to come back out of here. So I propose the idea is when you're string skipping, pick whatever exercise you're doing when you're string skipping and try and do something musical out of it. I mean, that's off the top of my head, but it's dead musical, isn't it? And to do that, I'm using hybrid. I'm using all the techniques which are much more geared, allowing me to do that. Like, there's less hand movement. So basically, when you're using hybrid picking for string skipping, you're reducing this. You can even use alternate picking like that. Yeah, there's like loads you can do with it. Yeah, I've never thought about how much of what I do. It's kind of cool to see you show techniques and realise that, hey, I can do that. Now focus on those things and analyze things more. Cool. I tend to gravitate towards economy picking mostly. I'm pretty good with alternate picking too, good. And I pick pretty fast. It's my fretting hand that's not wanting to keep up usually. Right, okay. So without seeing you play hippie, what I would say for your fretting hand is how far are your fingers lifting off the fretboard, because that might be where, you know, you got to keep your finger, like I keep my fingers really close to the strings. You know, there's like economy of motion there. So if you focus on that, that tends to sync things up a lot more. The only things I had to figure out when I was beginning was sweep picking, tapping, fast alternate picking, Cos, Yingwei, and Paul Gilbert and Vi Satriani and such, yeah. I was there for years and years. I need many spider walks and lick exercises. I did get my fretting hand faster in the months and years, some spider walk variations. Well, I've impressed myself with preventing the flying pinky, nailed that. Perhaps more spider walks and keeping closer to the strings. Yeah. I think like one of the coordination things I always struggle with is this third finger. Like sometimes that finger, that third finger, doesn't keep up. I'm not sure what the spider walk is. Although I would say like this kind of thing is kind of getting on those lines. Yeah, so this is really cool because this is like dead practical. It's just it's an E minor pentatonic scale. Chromatic run's really helpful. Oh, what's the other one I did the other day? That's pretty mad, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so I find those like 3-1-3 pentatonic shapes are definitely very spider walkery. playing by ear is like essential, you know. Yeah, it's brilliant, the 313. Especially if you combine it with other things. Yeah, you can really start getting some cool improvisations, very fluid, sort of sounding lines going. One thing I've always wanted to figure out is the thumping style. A lot of dudes use I give up and improvise like usually instead. Like that. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I've thought about like sort of early on when I was, you know, really wanting techniques. I kind of looked at the thumping, but I just realized I haven't really got very much use for it. You know, I just want to kind of be able to express myself through my lead playing, and I haven't really found a way that I can use the thumping sort of thing in an improvisational way. So, like yourself, I kind of started it and then gave up. I mean, it looks really impressive, and, you know, human nature would suggest I should do that. But then I think the other thing is, like, I associate with a certain sound that I'm not that interested in. Okay. Have you done this fretting? 5, 6, 7, 8 on the G, fretting each finger, first string, then last string very quickly in a row. Right, I'll come back to that. Fretting hand, finger first, then the last string very quickly. No, I've never tried that. But I will give it a go. But it's now 7:30, and it's time for my walk. So, everybody, it's been another great stream. There's Enzo with some thumping. Right, cool tip. For thumping, get Towson's book. It's all basic techniques, really. All right, I never knew he had a book. And classical. Never really got into his stuff. I've listened to it. All right, good. And what day is it? It's Thursday today. I'll be on tomorrow. And I'm probably going to be doing some shredding, I think. We'll get some music on the go and do some playing. Thanks for the episode stream. We'll start it from the beginning and see what I've missed in this episode. Brilliant. Okay. All right then, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right. Bye.